welcome to the channel DMR. My name is DMR Typhoon and I'll be playing some competitive Overwatch with you today on the PC. Now, as some of you may have just seen, my SR has gone down a bit. Right, so I've played 3 games since I got placed, and they have all gone quite badly. So the first 2 games, we lost a player midway through, so we were just pretty much doomed to fail at that point. So that was kind of annoying, and in the match before this, the team got so angry with each other that it was just... basically it was thrown by a couple of people and it was not fun to watch. Either way, we're now getting on to a competitive match on Route 66. As you can see, we've got slightly less ISR overall than the enemy team, but it doesn't really matter too much overall. Either way, I am going to be picking D.Va for this game. So, mostly because the Lucio got taken, and I do play other characters other than Lucio, I was struggling between the idea whether to play D.Va or Roadhog. And I felt Roadhog I need to get the hook accuracy a bit better, because I've been having a bit of a bad time with him at the moment. With my hook accuracy anyway. So I thought, right, let's go for D.Va, at least it's a bit more spread on the shots and it's not too much to worry about. So either way, we should roughly be skipping straight to the start of the game, and we will be skipping to where they are, because they aren't actually at the point, they are up on top of the fuel station, which is the second location you can be at the start. The advantage of being on top of the fuel location is that basically you can get the high ground on the enemy team and be able to kill them a bit easier, because it's going to be a bit more difficult for them to actually hit you, because you can hide behind the high ground, whereas they can't do that. So, as you can see, in the first fight, we got mostly wiped out. I think I was the only one that actually survived the fight, along with Farah, actually. So, I ended up having to rush back and wait for the rest of the team to catch up, which allowed them to push forward a bit. Now, the other way you can do the start of this round and the defense is by being where the bridge is, so underneath the bridge, and using that as a choke point. Now, that can work sometimes, like if you want to try and hold the enemy team further forward and catch them earlier. So, if you say you got a short rush through the first point, and you need to try and stop them from getting any further than that, you can use it. But it does also give you the disadvantage that you don't have the high ground, which it gives you. So I went and jumped up here to try and to basically gain the high ground advantage on the enemy team. It didn't go too well, and I ended up getting put in a D.Va form, and then got hooked excellently by the Roadhog. In fact, he managed to hook me from over the Reinhardt shield. It was a very good hook, I'll give him that. But I died, unfortunately, and the rest of the team quickly followed. So again, we're coming on to the third push now to try and get through them. And we are starting to whittle them down, but again, it's just the same thing over again. And I'm just shooting the Reinhardt shield and the characters behind if I can, and trying to take over from the Reinhardt and block the damage if needed when the Reinhardt shield disappears. So again, we're starting to work them down. I start taking on the D.Va, then get hit by the Reinhardt from behind, and so I use my ult to try and clear them off the point of it. Unfortunately, I ended up getting killed by the Soldier 76 by his ult. Either way, again, the team got wiped, and I'm just trying to hold the front line whilst I'm waiting for the rest of the team to catch up. So this is now the 4th push on this, and we're starting to run out a bit of time. So I'm trying to take all the Roadhog shot there, and now hiding away from the D.Va. Luckily the D.Va didn't get any of us, which was good, and now we're just trying to wipe them up. Luckily we managed to get a couple of characters during the middle of all that, so we managed to wipe them out relatively easily afterwards. So now it's just a straightforward push to the end, and I'm trying to knock the soldier off the top here because he was trying to shoot everyone from behind. And I manages to get him with the grenade, and again we're just skipping on to moving forward and just trying to get rid of them as quick as possible. Because at this point they've kind of given up on attacking as a group, which is good for us because then we can pick them off one by one. Start chasing after them, decide, right, okay, I can get this Reinhardt, which I then do, and I actually get the Tracer gets the kill on the McCree that I damaged earlier. Now we're just waiting for the payload to start moving again. I start chasing after the Roadhog because I realise, hang on, there's no one else around, I can get an easy pick off here. And then me and Reinhardt actually keep moving, get the D.Va and the Soldier 76. Now that's a bit of poor shooting by me, I didn't aim across properly, but the Zenyatta managed to take out the D.Va. So now this is probably the best bit of play I did the entire game. So I see all the tanks are on top of there, I was like, right, okay, well I've got my ult, screw it, let's put it up there, they can't get away easily, and see if we can get a couple of kills. End up getting the Mercy and the Roadhog, which is a good pick-off, especially for the Mercy, because I'm pretty sure she had ult at that time. And now it's just trying to deal with the rest of the main characters on the point. So for some reason I stupidly forget that the Reinhardt went past me. I just assumed that he died for some stupid reason. Not that it really mattered in the end, but that was a bit of a misplay by me. Now I start chasing after the D.Va again, but the D.Va just runs away completely. I do start damaging her along with the Roadhog and that coming out, and then try and stop them coming through. Now I'm trying to focus down the Mercy, because obviously she had the res. Unfortunately she used the res to get the Roadhog back up, but now it's just, I'm getting a bit of lag and just trying to just shoot them basically, just doing what D.Va does, getting in there and shooting. Now unfortunately I lose my mech here, but I do manage to get the pick off on the Reinhardt and we managed to capture the point. So again, the team is working quite well at this point. We really did struggle on the first point, but we've managed to get through to the second point relatively easily without any real shortcomings. Now it's the final point, the truly hardest bit of this map to try and break through. So I was out on mech and I got back into it again, and I get away, and for some reason, I don't know why, I activated my ult. I did get a kill on the D.Va, but I don't know why I activated my ult. It was a terrible decision at the time, I completely wasted it. Either way, we're clearing them out relatively easily, and we're just trying to kill them. Now I get very unlucky here. So I get knocked up, I've got very low health, and then get stuck between the gap of our payload and them, and then just get picked off. So at this point, pretty much the entire team are dead, and the rest of the guys are just waiting for us to respawn. So we're pushing again. Reinhardt does an excellent knockdown on everyone. Hammer down, sorry, that's the word I was looking for. And now we're just picking off the rest of them. Our Zenyatta uses ult, which I feel was a little early. It was a bit unnecessary to use the Zenyatta ult at that point. But either way, I'm chasing after the D.Va at this point, trying to finish her off. In the end, the Tracer manages to get her, which is good because she was probably going to have a mech very soon, so it was good to get rid of her. Now they're just coming through again, and we're just trying to push the payload up and just deal with them from distance. As you can see, this is just a lot of shooting them from a distance and just being in their faces and just basically trying to deal as much damage as I possibly can and be a nuisance. So here I get a nice pick off on the Reinhardt and then help kill the Genji, and then absorb as much of the soldier ult as I possibly can, and the rest of our team is surviving. Get the D.Va, I've got my ult now, so I push it over here to try and stop anyone running to the point, and we capture the point just as it explodes, so it did its job, I guess. Either way, it was a good push in the end by the team, and very much just constantly shooting as you do with D.Va. That is her advantage. So either way, I think it's going to be quite a tough time to stop these guys, so we decide to go on top of the fuel station and start like they did at the high ground. So at the moment they're taking a little while to get to the choke, and now I'm just trying to help protect the Bastion, which I'm doing with the Reinhardt as well. And I'm just waiting for Run to get shield up, which he has. So like our point at this point is we're trying to just keep the Bastion alive as much as possible. I'm trying to protect him. Unfortunately, the Bastion moved down there, which I thought was a little odd. So the only reason I can think of he went down there is because he got hooked there by Roadhog. So I imagine he got hooked there by Roadhog, which is a very good pick off by Roadhog, considering he was being protected by Reinhardt. And yeah, basically there wasn't really much that happened in this round, like good fights. It was very much just they kept progressing, we kept dying, we slowed them up a bit, but not amazingly. And now this is where we probably do our first major beginning of a hold, trying to protect everything. So they're all coming in one at a time, which is alright. I get a nice little, well, mostly get a pick off on the Roadhog here before he gets finished off by the Reinhardt. There's a ult, the Genji is just ulted. Like, it's just a bit of a mess really, trying to commentate on what's actually going on. So nearly got the D.Va there, that was very unlucky. She was probably only down at about 20 health, if that. But again, we're just trying to hold them off. Our Reinhardt then killed, and then I realise I'm the only one here, and then immediately get killed, pretty much. Like, I didn't realise the rest of my team had actually died, and it was just trying to survive. So again, like, they managed to push even further up again, and now we're just trying to hold even longer. They've still got a minute 50 on the clock, so we know this is going to be a tough task to try and hold this. But we managed to clear out most of them, so we're just trying to basically clear up the stragglers. But in the end, they did manage to push the point with a minute and 20 on the clock. Sorry, with 23 seconds on the clock. So now we're pushing up, and they've gone back on top of the fuel station again, and we're just trying to wipe them out as much as we can. But we know this is going to be difficult. Like, it was very difficult the first time round, it's going to be difficult again this time. But we're doing a bit better this time. We've actually managed to push it a little bit further on the first attempt, and we've been managing to get some kills. Their Mercy, however, is doing a lot of work in keeping their Genji and the tanks alive very well, and we're struggling to get hold of the Mercy. So even there with the Mercy running in, I immediately have to get distracted by Genji coming in and attacking me, and then D.Va. Unfortunately, most of our team have died, and we're just all starting to just lose from attrition at this point. We're going to struggle to get any further. And in the end, I die as well, and I'll be the last one to die, unfortunately. Actually, no, Mercy was still alive, but she didn't have a res. So for the final round, we decided we're going to push forward and hold at the choke. This way, it's the only chance we're going to have of surviving and winning this battle is if we actually hold them up earlier than normal and actually effectively hold the point. So I've switched to Lucio now because one of our healers switched, so I was like, right, okay, I'll take over the healer, and they went tank. So we're running double tank, double DPS and double heal again, and I'm just trying to keep everyone alive whilst pushing them off the point and effectively just trying to be a nuisance and try and stop the payload from moving as much as possible and keep the Reinhardt alive. Because at this point the Reinhardt is the main person we need to keep alive. So we're holding, we've got another 30 seconds to go. Now, the Genji's just ulted, and he got a couple of kills, but then we got the res for our Mercy, which is good. Then the D.Va ulted, didn't get anyone, which is even better for us. And now this is where the killer blow is about to happen. So, the Pharah is going to get round behind us, and then she will ult. Then when she ults, she basically wipes out our entire team, and we've literally got nothing else on the point. We've got a couple of people there who just slowly die, as you can see, and that's it really. We can't get back to the point in time, and they win. So it was a really, really close match. It was a lot of fun to play. Bit difficult to commentate over, as I've just realised. But in the end I went down to 23-23, which is a bit disappointing. But hopefully it can only be better from now on. So I've had 4 loss streak now, and hopefully I can actually get some, well, we can do some decent plays and some decent teams and actually end up getting the win. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.